Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Don't know about you guys, but this international break, it feels as though it's already been on forever. But we have still got over a week to go until Chelsea play again. It's a nightmare. I've taken 2 flipping days off making videos this week because, well, quite frankly, I don't want to just distribute trash to you lot, repeating the same stories over and over again. Now today, we're going to polarize things a little bit. I'm going to give my views on the views that people seem to have at the moment regarding Todd Boehly and the ownership. And I want to make a few of my opinions clear at the moment about not only where we're at as a football club, but where we're at as a fan base. And again, I know that these kind of videos can be seen as me taking a side. There are too many things currently going on in the world where we are forced to take sides, but I want to look at this objectively and then come to my decisions as to where I feel a lot of the negativity potentially comes from. Before I do that, I do want to ask if you enjoyed this video today to hit the like button and subscribe to GBFC so that you don't miss any more videos. I'm filming with Eunice later on today. You guys will see that tomorrow. I've got to admit, I've never in my life watched Ted Lasso. I know exactly what it is, but at the same time, I don't have any interest in watching it right now. I don't really watch that much TV unless it's a bit of Hell's Kitchen, bit of Gordon Ramsay with the missus. Goes down a treat, the cat loves it as well. Ted Lasso, Chelsea, reportedly, in the first quarter of 2022, which is before Todd Boehly became the new owner of the football club. Chelsea signed an agreement, and the agreement was that there would be some kind of promotion of the show through integration of Chelsea Football Club and the Ted Lasso content. Now, there is a banner that represents the footballing heritage of Ray Wilkins, who unfortunately a couple of years ago passed away. Chelsea Football Club, with this Ted Lasso collaboration, we have changed the name from Ray and put Roy on it for Roy Kent, I believe, from the Ted Lasso show. And as a result of this, some fans of Chelsea Football Club are absolutely outraged, and I can see the perspective. They're outraged because they feel as though it is belittling the career successes of Ray Wilkins, who of course was a legend in the footballing game and at Chelsea Football Club. People may say, because they choose to look at this from an extreme polarizing perspective, when I say that I don't think this is a big enough reason to say that the new owners are out of touch, to say that the new owners are disrespecting the heritage that is Ray Wilkins. I don't think that this is the owners being not smart and savvy enough to know what is best for the football club, to know what would at some point or another upset a certain section or all of the Chelsea fan base. I really don't think this is as big as people are making it out to be from that perspective. I can see why some may potentially look at it like that, but I'll be very honest and say to you, I think a lot of the fuel as to why people might come out and say, how dare Chelsea Football Club do this? A lot of this will come down to the fact that at any given moment right now are doing anything they possibly can to pinpoint mistakes and errors in not only the manager, but also the new owners. A lot of people believe that because Todd Boehly is not a football man, that he's going to have no idea what he's doing. He's going to do an awful job. Look at the throwing the money out on players, that there's no real plan behind it. A lot of these opinions right now are simply looking for any kind of fuel for the new owners to say they don't know what they're doing, they're out of touch, they don't know what it is to be Chelsea. I disagree with this entirely at this moment of time. Neil Barnett, if changing Ray to Roy on a supporters paid for banner commemorating a late legend is the way that Eghbali and Boehly believe as an example of how Europeans have failed to maximise football income, they are in for a rough ride. Nothing is going well yet, time to keep their heads down. I can see why, as a long-term custodian of Chelsea Football Club, I can understand why people might be offended by this. This isn't a Todd Boehly problem. This is something that Todd Boehly has addressed himself by saying we had nothing to do with these arrangements. The deal with Apple was struck in Q1 2022. We are sorry it affected so many, and mostly we care about Ray and his family. We would also point out that none of the Chelsea players were actual Chelsea players. Hopefully that was clear. So Todd Boehly here, to me, is showing good ownership. Even if you say, oh, it's only Twitter. Twitter is where people hang out. People chat on social media about Chelsea through these platforms. Neil Barnett, who used to be on the sidelines announcing things at Chelsea, he has come and spoke on Twitter. Todd Boehly has responded here through Twitter. And I think it's great that Todd Boehly is taking a hands-on approach to deal with these kind of problems. In my opinion, it's not that I don't care about Ray Wilkins. It's not that, oh, I'm just a new age Chelsea fan. No, I know exactly who Ray Wilkins is. I've met Ray Wilkins and I've had a very long conversation with Ray Wilkins. And of course, his passing is sad for everybody involved with Chelsea and anybody involved with Ray. I just think people are clutching at straws here, trying to throw Todd Boehly under the bus. I really do. And I think a lot of the opinions, they're not really dealing with the situation that is perhaps, it is ever so slightly out of touch to use a banner for someone who's passed away to integrate Roy Kent into the Chelsea collaboration. That I do agree with. There could have been other ways to go about doing it, but it's important to also remember nothing physically in the stadium has been removed or changed as a result of this. So I needed to address this with my perspective today because as much as I might not know too much about Ted Lasso, I do understand that at the moment, a lot of people are just trying to find flaws. And that is where we are right now with Chelsea Football Club. Because things aren't going as smoothly as we would like, everyone's opinion in a negative sense, even mine, when I've got something negative to say, it is amplified. Because results on the pitch they coincide with those kind of negative opinions at the moment because football is a results-based business. So, Todd Boehly, well done for coming out and addressing the situation. Mistakes can always be made, but once again, this wasn't Boehly's idea. So trying to say that this is all about the American way, again, I think it is tasteless at this moment in time. We move away from a difficult subject, I guess you could say, to talk about Mateo Kovacic and the new contract situation for Kovacic at Chelsea. At the moment, there's conflicting reports regarding Mateo Kovacic. Some people think he's going to leave. Some people think he should leave. And then at the moment, the talks are, through Simon Phillips here, Chelsea like Mateo Kovacic and they value him. I've always been told that the club is keen to at least speak about extending his contract, even though no talks have started yet. But that was always been their stance. It's been on Kovacic's side where the doubts came in last season and some of this season. He has been keen to look at other challenges pending a move away in the summer. I believe he has always been willing to keep all his options open. To me, this is complete sense, considering Mateo Kovacic is a senior figure at Chelsea Football Club now. Since Jorginho passed, Ben Jacobs came out with the opinion that I also echo, that Mateo Kovacic is a leader now in this Chelsea group. We have seen him take over the captaincy since Thiago Silva has been out and Azpilicueta has also been out. So Mateo Kovacic has stepped up. Chelsea's good form has coincided with Mateo Kovacic being given the armband. And I think a lot of what Mateo Kovacic's flaws have been that because he doesn't provide the goals and assists and he doesn't have that killer instinct pass, we now see that with Enzo, but we also have seen it more with Enzo since Kova's been alongside him. So there's a lot of different spanners that could be thrown in the works here with whether or not Kovacic is a good enough player for Chelsea. I think that Kovacic's form, we could see similarities to the dips between Mason Mount as well. I think there is still a top-class player in there, but I don't think Mateo Kovacic is that game-changing individual that enables him to stand out the way that, say, an Enzo Fernandez does stand out. I think Kovacic is an enabler in the Chelsea team. What I mean by that is he allows players like Enzo to free themselves up, to express themselves and become more useful players in the Chelsea team. That's what Kovacic does. There is also a massive conversation that needs to be had here regarding leadership because with Jorginho gone, he was the vice-captain. Azpilicueta looking as though he's on the way out of the club. Thiago Silva currently injured. These are the senior players. N'Golo Kante, senior player, but not necessarily that on-the-pitch vocal leader that Kovacic is proving to be. So I think Chelsea need to be cautious with Mateo Kovacic. To let him go is a big gamble. Yes, we've got brilliant youngsters coming through like Andre Santos, Kane Chukwuemeka, but at the same time, to lose Jorginho, you do lose a lot of that vocal presence, and Kova is reciprocating what Jorginho used to bring to this team. There's also, from Kovacic's side, you can understand that if Chelsea are going out and looking at a number 6 to long-term partner Enzo Fernandez, maybe the youth of Romeo Lavia, a Declan Rice. Then Kovacic might be thinking, well, is my game time guaranteed? Unless there's a midfield three, even so, if there's a midfield three, are we going to go with 2 8s? Have I shown enough from an attacking side that I could be one of those 8s? I don't think it would be that case. I think Kovacic, it's a tentative one, this situation, because he's only going to sign a new deal if there is assurances on his position in this Chelsea team. At the moment, he's been captain, so he's been a key player for us, but that can change very quickly come the summer when Chelsea are looking to invest in another midfielder. So, watch this space. I think Kovacic is a great player, but with the history that he's got, the amount he's won in his career, I can totally see why, at this point in time, he might want to move away if there is no guarantees. We move into Victor Osimhen again. Victor Osimhen dreams of the Premier League. Napoli are hoping for 150 million euros. Manchester United and Chelsea are interested. Please get this done just before the international break again. Victor Osimhen was absolutely cleaning up for a Napoli team that just seemed to be able to destroy absolutely everything that is put in front of them. When we take it back to that Champions League draw, I think Napoli make the final. I think the strongest team in that side, maybe Benfica. But Victor Osimhen is the guy. And I think come this summer, there are many different potential moving parts that could see Victor Osimhen join Chelsea. I think Harry Kane will be the number one target for Man United, which could see Chelsea be the front runners. 150 million euros. It's another one of those numbers where it is extraordinary. The figure is massive. We've spent 100 million on Lukaku. It was a risk and it failed, and we're all like, what a waste of money. Victor Osimhen, 24 years old. The man, I think, is a different breed. His attitude is amazing. His idol is Didier Drogba. This one, for me, is written in the stars for Chelsea Football Club to go and get this done. I've said it so many times here on this YouTube channel. If you want to see me go into more detail on Victor Osimhen, then I will in an upcoming video. But yeah, this one is exciting. If Chelsea are in the race, I'm buzzing. Victor Osimhen would be a Didier Drogba-esque signing. The man is absolute magic. But anyway, bit of an interesting one, this video, because I know that not everyone's going to agree with me, which is absolutely fine. But I think mistakes in football, to round up what we spoke about earlier, mistakes such as the potential insensitivity of the change in Ray's name to Roy Kent. I think the levels sometimes of how offended people get totally take out of context what is actually going on here. So yeah, that's where I stand on that one. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. Try and keep it peaceful. We don't have to abuse one another if we disagree. That's the nature of the beast. But anyway, tier list tomorrow coming your way. Come on, you Blues.